Hello there, YouTube. My name is Jacob, and as always here at the PNCLCG is where you want to be. In today's video, at long last, I am finally releasing my first video on Tempe5t. That's right, today we're finally going to get a crack at the first Tempe5t challenge, which is a tier 3 challenge. If you enjoyed today's content, if you enjoy this video, if this is helpful at all to you, please consider subscribing to the PNCLCG. Every little bit of support helps and is greatly appreciated. Please leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, it was helpful, you found it useful. Put a comment down in that comment section below of anything that you want to comment as far as things you want to see on the channel. Without further ado, we're getting straight to it. Here we go. Now, this is not my normal account that you see where I'm casting with my phone. This is the new account that I created when my first account unfortunately was destroyed for some time, and I managed to successfully finally get it back. I'm going to double check really quickly here. Yeah, I thought so. So the wild card is still running, which is when you want to be doing this. If you have a crew that you can do, shout out to my crew, Swiss Syndicate, because they are awesome. But yeah, you want to be able to do this if you can when there's a wild card running, just so that you can get some extra respect points out of it. And as you see here, I've got the button still to be able to click on it. I'm going to let you all at home or wherever watching this get to experience the beginning of Tempe5t with me. So here we begin. Oh dear, it clicked on the wrong thing. Let's try again. Let's scroll up, and we'll click right there on his head. There we go. Let's see what we got going on. Unfortunately, this computer is very, very slow, so do be mindful of that. This video, I'm going to be cutting these up into segments simply because of the fact that this computer is so slow. But nonetheless, we're going to get it done and get in here and have a great time beginning to beat Tempe5t. So here we go. I'm going to turn the volume up. There we go. Perfect. Alright, whatever, dude. I've beaten you before, and I'll beat you again. Interesting. Alrighty, here we go. Yep, no elite cars allowed. So yes, if you haven't watched my video about how the elite trials work, if you elite a car in the elite trial, you cannot use it for Tempe5t. Now, when you go here to lock in a car, the first challenge is a tier 3 challenge, and you can only select tier 3 cars. Now, if I try to go over here, well, I can't. It won't even pull it up. If I were to try to click on the eleted car that I have, which was the Corvette C3 Stingray, the Legends car, it will not let me use it in this challenge, which is why it's so important that, first and foremost, the cars that you elite for live racing, I will turn the volume down there, are not cars that you're planning to use to beat the challenge. Very, very important that you only elite cars that you intend to use to do on this challenge. But I have this Mustang GT Premium here. This is the 2-star version as opposed to the 1-star version. Now, when you lock in a car, you are stuck with using this car for the rest of the Tempe5t challenge unless you attempt to pull it out for gold. So you need to make sure that the car that you're selecting can do the challenge properly. So yeah, here we are. First official race. Now, you'll see here there's a change car button. If I try to change my car to this one here, you see it's going to cost me gold. So you don't ever want to have to change your car. Alright, hang on a second. Let me hit the X button. Something's weird going on. There we go. Fixed it. All good. Now, for the Tempe5t, this is Tempe5t, okay? For newer players that are playing this game, there are 3 Tempe5t challenges. This is Tempe5t Tier 3, because I'm using Tier 3 cars in the first Tempe5t challenge. I get a lot of newer players that come in every now and then to the crew, and they have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Tempe5t, Tempe5t2, or Tempe5t3. It has nothing to do with the race that you are on. All of Tempe5t has every single tier. Now, it does not go in order. So if I remember correctly, it's going to do something like 3, 1, 4, 5, 2. It's been quite a long time since I beat the first Tempe5t. So this is a fun experience for me too. It takes me back. I get to go through and do this all again and get to share it with all of you watching. In Tempe5t, there's no performance point or PP requirements, no adjustments to it. But once you get into Tempe5t2 and Tempe5t3, they're going to adjust the performance point requirements. They're going to adjust a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to get crazy. So, another thing to point out is that the gas for the Tempe5t is 2 instead of 1. So you will burn through gas so hard with this challenge. So keep that in mind. So basically the way that this Tempe5t works is that you go through a bunch of different tests and things like that to prove that you can beat the boss successfully with the car that you have, and then finally you beat the boss. Now, if you beat the boss, you need to be aware that when you beat the boss, it's not just the boss or the owl tag here that you need to beat. The very next race, and you don't get to select off, you don't get to practice run, you don't get to do anything. The very next race, you will then be racing for that boss car, which in Tier 3, the Amelia's LBM4 Coupe is such a huge car to be able to get your hands on for Tempe5t, as it can complete the challenges. It's also a nice little Tier 3 down-tuned live racer, purple star car, so yeah, and very easy to get fusion parts for, stage 6 parts, because trust me, as you get to Tempe5t3, and you can see the car in the background there, you need to have a car that is basically maxed out, or pretty darn close to it. Tempe5t3 Tier 4 with the Ferrari F50, I basically had to have a Audi RS6 Avant Tier 4 car, 5 gold stars with every single stage 6 and only 2 fusions missing to do it. So these challenges get really hard. The first one is easy and you think, oh, Tempe5t is nothing. And then you get to Tempe5t2 and Tempe5t3 and it just becomes insane. But we're here to race, so let's do it. And my computer's lagging quite a bit. So my apologies for that. Here, let me see if this will help at all. I hope it will. Alrighty. And so it has begun. Let's go. So as you see, as you do the Tempe5t challenges, they're going to give you cash based on the tier of Tempe5t that you are racing. So for here, I'm doing Tier 5, so I'm getting Tier 5 equivalent cash. It's basically to make up for whatever money you invested in your Tier 3 car to beat this. Blah, 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 whatever. See, as you can see, my computer is incredibly slow for this. So I wanted to get started on Tempest. Obviously, I want to get to a place where I do not have to use my computer to be able to use this account. And as you see there, every time that you go and you race against Amelia, and there's multiple different races that you have to race against her, it's gonna boot you out. So this challenge, it takes so long to complete, especially with a computer as slow as mine is, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Nonetheless, I'm finally getting this video out, as I promised, on multiple videos I've been making over the past several days. Very excited about it, very happy to do this. It's a great experience for me. I get to go back and relive through all of the Tempest challenges, do it all over again. I made some mistakes on my Elite license, and I'm going to be doing a video shortly basically discussing how you should not make the same mistakes that I did, but basically I've elited some cars that I should not have elited. One car in particular that I'm going to be kicking myself over, but it's alright, not a big deal. So as you see, the first races of this, I can win without any serious difficulty at all. So yeah, as you see there, because I have a wild card running, the respect points that I'm earning from these races is quite significantly higher than I would be getting otherwise normally. I do not need any of that. Now, my Mustang GT Premium that I locked into this event is the 2-star version. If you just use the 0-star version, I do not recommend it. I would just take the 0-star version and strip it for parts so that you can have what you need. To be frank, you're going to need to strip Ford Fusions at some point and upgrade the Tier 3 Mustang. You'll see on the map very soon, when as of recording this video, the Ford event is coming back, where you have to use the Boss 302, you have to use the Mustang GT, you have to use the Ford F-150, the Shelby GT 350R, and then some version of a modern GT. So either the 27 GT, the 2021 that was a prize car from last year, or the other prize car. So I expect that most likely the America Series event that is going to be happening sometime in the summer this year will have another, I'm going to turn the volume down on that. There we go, perfect. They'll have another GT up for grabs that hopefully you can lock in for the end. So you see, the event that you do, you get fusions for the car that you lock in, as well as random fusions for the various random cars that you own. This also includes Stage 6 parts. So if you scroll all the way over here, so you see you'll get fusion parts for the car that you're using. You'll also get fusion parts for Amelia's car. Eventually, you will get Stage 6 parts for Amelia's car. So, I believe, I want to say that there's, maybe it's not this Tempest, but in the last two, definitely, there are more Stage 6 parts that you can earn, that are just for random cars in your garage. So one thing that I do recommend is that if there's a car that you really don't want in your garage, I definitely would not try to do this with it. But basically, once you get to this race here, once you click on this race here, first you're going to have to beat Alte, and then you're going to have to beat Amelia, and it's a pink race like all of the other races that come before it in CSR2. Now, I've done a video on me beating Shax and claiming his car, it basically works the exact same way as that video. Go check that video out if you are so inclined, since that is basically the challenge right before you get to this point if you're a newer player. And then obviously if you're just an older player looking for this information for your newer crew members or this and that, or you're just doing a new account, one thing that I will do is I will make a big gigantic list of all of the different times that are important to the Tempest challenges. This is obviously the first one, but I intend to do every single Tempest challenge. So I will be doing videos on those, and you can go back and you can watch those if you are so inclined once I make them, obviously, since right now I have not made them. But yeah, so I've been very excited to finally get to start doing this again. This was very fun when I first did it the very first time around. I have a total of 4 different accounts that I've done this for at some point in time. So yeah. Now one thing I will mention about these Tempest challenges is that the amount of gold that they give you will pay for you to do the entire challenge and just keep buying gas, buying gas, buying gas, buying gas. But if you're a newer player, and especially if you're trying to go through this Tempest challenge right now and you need the gold because the Rocket Bunny event, the Easter event is coming up, and in that event you will have a whole bunch of really nice cars that are up for grabs for gold that you can't get normally, easily. And these events happen every single year, so you always want to make sure you pick up a car if you can buy it, just because they repeat over and over and over and over and over again with each passing year. You want to save up your gold. So you're going to see that very quickly I have run out of gas because it takes 2 pips of gas rather than 1 for each race. So yeah. And that's because the Tempest challenges are basically seen as an investment. You are racing towards being able to win a free purple star car that is at least somewhat acceptable. Now some of them are a lot better than others. I will do a mega massive video showcasing every single boss car that is good. Now this account does not obviously have anything more than the Tempest or the pre-Tempest races. But anyway, so see, here is the beginning of the 0 to 100 sprint. Now, this is an important enough race because the longer that you go through these, the more difficult they get. I am going to buy gas just for the sake of this video. I want to be able to advertise this video as being one for the 0 to 100 sprint, the very first one. So I am going to actually go through and just do it. But yeah, I'm going to end on this race for this video, or actually, no, I'm gonna go through it. I wanna split it up nicely. So I'll try to get to basically the first 13 races or so. Each one of these videos that I put out will be just the first 13 races. I wanted to get this video out there just because I know I've been promising this, so it's obviously not the greatest of circumstances considering the fact that my computer is so crazily slow, but I hope that those of you that are watching can appreciate the fact that I did get this video out sooner rather than later. I will be doing it on a different device in the future. I wanted to have it already on a different device, but support has been, let's just say, not as helpful as I would have liked them to have been. So here's a 0 to 100 sprint. And as you go through more of the Tempest stuff, these are going to become insane. They're going to get to be a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, so the first sprint right there, and I'm going to go ahead and get a picture of this, since this is extremely important to be able to have every single one of these cataloged and everything like that. First, 0 to 100 sprint for Tempest Tier 3. Beautiful. That's very nice. Got it. So, there we go. There's the first sprint. Obviously, my car has no issues with it whatsoever. This Mustang Boss 30, sorry, not Boss 302, Mustang GT has one Stage 6 part on it, and it has a decent amount of fusions in the car. So yeah. But yeah, basically, the whole premise is that Alte is just out there, like, beating people, racing them, beating them up. The idea is that he's just messing up different sections of the town. He just goes to a different section like a leech. Him and his Tempest Goonies go to different sections of Tempest like leeches, and they just make a mess of things. So yeah. Now there are some definitive, decent cars in Tempest that you do want to make sure that you win them if you do go through these challenges. So do keep that in mind. Don't rush this. Don't rush the Elite license, because that's extremely important. Don't rush the Tempest challenge. You want to make sure that you have a car to lock in that can do the challenge. There's no rush at all as a player. Enjoy CSR2, have fun, race, enjoy yourself, get to be a part of an awesome and amazing crew. Shout out to my crew, Swift Syndicate, because they are awesome. So yeah. But yeah. Woo! Yeah, this is very, very, very slow. So, if I don't get my account fixed by the next time that I decide to do one of these, I will just go ahead and put it onto a different account or a different device and stream it so that it's not as slow, because I don't want to be wasting y'all's time at home watching and trying to learn from this. But anyway, now you can clearly see that I'm not even driving this car exactly correctly at all, and this challenge is really not even remotely putting up a fight yet. So just be aware that Tempest 1, they make it not too bad so that you think, oh yeah, I got this. These Tempest challenges are nothing. And then the Tempest 2 challenge hits you like a bus. It's rough. So yeah. There we go. Lighten it up a little bit. So we're going to get to race 13 today. Looks like this is the first race that I have to actually race Alte. Sweet! Let's get it! But yeah, just so that I can basically split these videos up into 2 separate halves. I will be doing a massive playlist for all of these videos, so do look out for that. When I do finish all of them, I will be putting them all in a big playlist so you can just watch them one after another. Alright, whatever. He's just talking a bunch of trash, so whatever, dude. I've beaten you now 4 times in a row. I don't even care anymore. You don't even faze me, bro. But anyway. Alright, here we go. Let's get it. Yeah, so that challenge was no issue at all for the first Alte battle, so to speak. Ran an 11.113 against a 10.907. So nothing crazily insane here. So yeah. I'm not going to be taking images of these since these are just the final times that you have to be able to beat. I will be taking videos or pictures of all of the 0 to 100, 0 to 60, quarter mile, half the mile, you know, all that sort of stuff. Ugh, that's just a bit too grotesque for me. I don't really like the comments that these people make. It's always bothered me racing these, so just do be warned that whoever designed this game, they really went in on making these people rub you the wrong way as you do this challenge. But yeah. Here we go. We're gonna just keep on rolling with my Mustang GT Premium here. At the very end of this video, I will show the Mustang just so that you can see what I have it set to. So yeah. Anyway. If you are enjoying this content, if this is helpful to you, if me not just doing the races but having commentary explaining what's going on is helpful to you, please put it down in the comment section below. Please leave a like. Please consider subscribing, switching the notifications to all so you never miss a video. I appreciate all of the support. It's very helpful to the channel to be able to have people's thoughts if they do appreciate the content that I am making. Alright, let's do it. Here we are. Beautiful. Just continuing to work. So my wild card has expired, so I'm just going to finish these out, and that will do it for today's video. Since I want to make sure that these are split up into halves, I'll do 13 on the first one and 12 on the second one, just so that I can, on the second run, on the second half, when I have to actually face the boss, I'll have extra time to be able to fit in all of that goodness. And yeah, so I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I'm really happy to go back and get to do this all over again. This is what made CSR2 fun for me in the beginning, being able to go through all the different challenges, beat all the different bosses, try to figure out what car works, and what do I gotta tune it to, what do I gotta put in it, how do I get all the parts, and all that sort of stuff. That just, it's a nice feeling that this game, once you beat this challenge, it certainly falls off. So being able to go back and do it again is very nice. So again, these challenges are still not really proving to be of much of any difficulty yet, and we're close to halfway through. It will start to get a little bit more difficult as I get through it, but this car is so overly upgraded that it's not even going to be a remote problem. Alright, here we go. Another 0 to 100 sprint. Beautiful. So this is where all of the later ones gets crazy. But yeah. Yeah, unfortunately this computer is just very, very slow, and it's just not my favorite way to go about this, but nonetheless, we're getting it done, we're getting this video out, so I hope you appreciate the content and the ability to see what these challenges are like, so that you can know whether or not you're ready for it. And since I'm using my own car and I'm actually going through the challenge myself, and I'm using a new account, it's not like, oh, I have some account that's had stuff for forever and I'm just, oh, whatever, it's easy. I'm just going through and showing you what the difficulty level actually is. There we go. Got that all taken care of. Beautiful. And just like that, we're out of gas again. So this is just why Tempest is a bit of a certain difficulty for a whole bunch of people, because you burn through gas so quickly. It's effectively the equivalent of doing 50 races, because you have 25 of them and each of them costs 2 pips of gas. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video off right before the second Alte challenge, so I think that would be a perfect place to pause. Plenty of Evo to get the job, blah, blah, blah. This car will absolutely obliterate him. So, anyway, whatever. Now, one thing I did notice when I looked up the Mustang GT Premium 2-star version online for what the runtime was, it had the runtime without any fusions placed into the car. So while what the sheet may say appears as though the car would not be able to beat it, but alright, let's do it. Let's get this race on. Oh, this challenge is a bit more difficult. Now I'm starting to have to actually race a little bit. Alright, so that's just a fusion part for one of my cars that I own, and that's how those work. Eventually, that will, on the later challenge, that will become a stage 6 part. Like the last race or so, or one of the last races, it ends up becoming a stage 6 part for the car. But yeah. Yep. We're almost there. Alright, let's do this race right here. And this is going to be the last one of this video. So yeah, almost there. Let's do it, and let's go! Beautiful. And there we go! There is the last race that I'm going to be doing for this breakdown of Tempe5t Tier 3. This is part 1 of Tempe5t Tier 3. So, I hope that you enjoyed me bringing this content to you finally at last, as I've been mentioning on my channel multiple times. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing every single challenge I do. Live daily videos with daily content of CSR2 and some occasional Pokemon related stuff. Every single day other than Sundays. But really quickly, I'm going to just do a brief overview of this Mustang GT, just so that you can see what you will need in order to be able to beat the challenge. So you see, I'm nowhere near fully fusion. I have one stage 6 part in this car. Very little mileage. We're going to go to upgrades real quick. Or real quick, as in just as fast as this computer loads. But anyway, I just want to get this content out and not have people hanging on about this. So I've got the engine stage 6, and that's it. I've got most of the green fusions installed, half the blues, and not a single pink. So it's not a crazy car to accomplish the fusion parts for. The dyno is about a 9.5. You need to be able to run a 10.014 to beat Amelia and win her car. So obviously this car is a bit designed for overkill, but that was what I was intending. See there, 9.507. And just on what I have, this is just roughly the tune. So that's going to do it for this video. I really hope that you did enjoy me making this content, me bringing this video to you about the very first Tempe5t Tier 3, the first half of this challenge. If you want to see the next part, if you want to see more fun videos of CSR2, of me doing live racing, me covering different cars that are good in live racing, me giving different concepts, tips, ideas, strategies, etc., please consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon, switching those notifications to all so you don't miss out. Make sure that you smash that like button. That really helps out the channel, helps these videos go out there so more people see them, and hopefully more people that are new to CSR2 or wanting to find this information can find it effectively. If you have anything that you want to see in the future, or anything you just want to make a comment on about things that you liked, please put it down in that comment section below, but please keep it respectful. That's going to do it for today's video. As always, my name is Jacob. Here at the PNCLCG is where you want to be. Thank you very much for watching. You all have a great and blessed day.